Coach Meyer was talking about how he thinks y'all can get to those parts of the playbook y'all didn't get to last year, maybe with what he sees on hand here. What's your take the first week of camp? I mean, with Dontre Wilson coming in, things like that. What do you see the potential out there?
Well, I think not just with Dontre, but with our returning guys too. They're better. Evan Spencer's better through 8 practices this fall than he's ever been in his career here, or at least since we've been here at Ohio State. And I use him as an example, and there's plenty more out there in the skill positions. And then you bring in some of the fresh talent in Dontre and Ezekiel and the guys on the perimeter and James Clark and Jalen Marshall. And so you're able to kind of mix and match what you think needs to be accomplished rather than being handcuffed a little bit by the personnel that you've inherited.
Yeah, that's what I was literally going to get to that, but I didn't want to waste my time in the question. I figured you knew what I was talking about there. But is it also the maturity of the quarterback and everything else? Do you just see an offense that's like steps ahead of where it was this time a year ago? I know.
You were here a year ago, right?
Yeah.
You saw that mess,
like Urban
right?
said, like 3 or 4 games in, the only guy he trusted to have the ball in his hands
was
was five.
Yeah, so and even at the, the kid won the Big Ten Player of the Year last year, and very well documented. I mean, he wasn't even close to playing at his potential. So, and he's still not. He's closer, but he's got so much more room for improvement, and every day we see growth after growth after growth. We completed more balls, not yesterday, the day before on Friday, in a 3rd down scrimmage / scenario in a 10-minute, 16-play deal than maybe we did all year last year.
Yeah.
And so that was encouraging, and a lot of it had to do with him. He's better, he's more comfortable, he understands things, he's patient. But a lot of it has to do with the improvement of our veterans on the perimeter, the improvement of our guys up front, and then the influx of some of the new talent.
Coach Meyer mentioned mentioned to us that you and Braxton have something special going on. He feels like. Do you feel? Do you feel no pressure?
Right.
On the field.
Do you feel more on the? I mean, just with a year under your belt working with him, are you guys more in tune? More? I mean, what do you sense? I guess.
I think he is and was and still is and will continue to be a tough nut to crack. He is very guarded, as has been well documented. He's a very introverted person. He's not and that's not bad.
Right.
None of that is bad. None of that's negative, but it lends itself to a much tougher job for a guy like me to come in and say, hey, I'm your, since high school, I'm your, fourth offensive coordinator in 4 years, or 3rd in 3 years, or whatever the case may be. And, oh, by the way, you've got to trust me 100%, and you've got to trust that I've got. So it takes time, and trust is earned. It's not just given. And I'd like to think that myself and my family have started to bridge that gap a little bit of him trusting me trusting him more too. There's part of that in the process too, where a little bit, I think last year us as coaches didn't maybe trust some of the players or some of the things that the players could do. And so we've had a very productive off season when it comes to just mine and his relationship, and getting to know each other better and bridging that trust gap. That, again, not a bad thing. It's just it's the natural human response to newness, and we've done a pretty good job, and continue. I mean, it's a work in progress. We're continuing it every day.
Seems like he's evolving into a leader. We saw it in Chicago. He just is becoming a man right in front of us. He used to be kind of almost skittish around the media. Now he's almost embracing it, and it seems like, I know Coach Meyer wanted to get that vocal leadership out of it. Are you seeing that growth?
Yeah. I don't know that he's ever going to be, I don't know, a Tim Tebow or a Drew Brees or just a yell at you nonstop and fire up the troops and let's go. But I think he has certainly come out of his shell. I think the biggest thing why we didn't see it last year was, I think the kid is so self-conscious that he said, I don't have my own house in order. How can I expect my teammates for me to impose my leadership on my teammates when my own house isn't in order? And so he has become a better quarterback, which allows him to then become a better leader, if that makes any sense. So
Absolutely.
he's, and probably again, to his credit, he probably, even though he's a starting quarterback, because of his lack of development at times last year, probably shouldn't have been a very vocal leader and probably shouldn't have been in the position that he was, but he was. And now we see him continuing to grow as a quarterback, which then in turn gives him more confidence and gives him more capabilities to then become a leader.